If you're over 60, swollen feet and ankles are one of the most common complaints out there, and yet so many people just accept it. They say things like, well, I was on my feet all day, or it's just what happens when you get older. And sure, sometimes mild swelling at the end of a long day is perfectly normal, but other times that puffiness is a warning flag, a sign that blood isn't circulating through your legs the way it should be. Your circulatory system is like a highway. Blood travels down to your feet through your arteries, and then it has to make the return trip back up to your heart through your veins. Gravity makes that return trip hard. When you were younger, strong muscles in your calves and legs acted like pumps, squeezing blood upward with every step. But as we age, those muscles weaken. We sit more, we move less, and blood starts to pool in the lower legs and feet. That pooling is what causes the swelling. Doctors call it peripheral edema. Fancy words for a simple problem. Fluid collecting where it shouldn't because circulation has slowed down. The good news? For many people, improving leg circulation doesn't require medication or surgery or anything extreme. It requires movement, specific, gentle, targeted movement that wakes up those natural pumps in your legs. That's exactly what we're covering today. 3 moves that are safe enough for almost anyone, effective enough to make a real difference, and simple enough to do while watching this very video. Plus, that quick test I mentioned, which takes about 10 seconds and gives you genuinely useful information about what's happening inside your legs. Before we dive in, a quick but important note. This video is educational. It's here to help you understand your body and give you practical tools, but it is not a replacement for your own doctor's advice. If your swelling came on suddenly, if only one leg is swollen, or if you're also experiencing chest pain or shortness of breath, please contact your healthcare provider right away. Those are situations that need professional eyes, not a YouTube video. All right, with that said, let's get into it. To really understand why these 3 moves work, it helps to know what's happening beneath the surface of your skin as you age. Picture your veins like garden hoses running up both legs. Inside those hoses are tiny one-way valves, little flaps that open to let blood flow upward toward your heart, then snap shut so it doesn't slide back down. When you're young, those valves are tight and responsive. They do their job without you ever thinking about them. After decades of use, though, those valves start to weaken. They don't close as crisply. Blood leaks backward, and it settles in your feet and ankles. Your legs feel heavy. Your skin feels tight. Your shoes get snug. And here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. Sitting still makes it dramatically worse. When you sit in a chair or a recliner for hours at a time, your calf muscles aren't contracting, and those calf muscles are the main pumps responsible for pushing venous blood back up your legs. Doctors sometimes call the calves your second heart because of how critical they are to circulation. When that second heart goes quiet, fluid accumulates fast. Now layer in a few other things that are common after 60. Maybe you're taking a blood pressure medication that causes mild fluid retention as a side effect. Maybe you carry a little extra weight around your midsection, which puts pressure on the veins in your pelvis and makes it harder for blood to return from your legs. Maybe you have early-stage diabetes, and you didn't even know that affects your blood vessels. Maybe arthritis in your knees has made you less active than you used to be, and that reduced activity has weakened those calf muscles over time. All of these factors stack on top of each other. None of them alone might cause a serious problem, but together they create the perfect conditions for poor leg circulation and chronic swelling. The beautiful thing is that the solution targets the root cause. Get those calf muscles working again. Get blood moving. Reduce the pooling. And the swelling starts to come down, sometimes noticeably within a few days of consistent effort. So let's talk about the 3 best moves to make that happen. Move number 1 is called the ankle pump. Some physical therapists call it the gas pedal exercise, and once I describe it, you'll understand why. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. You can also do this lying in bed with your legs stretched out, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Now, slowly point your toes downward, away from your body, like you're pressing a gas pedal in a car. Hold that position for 2 or 3 seconds. Feel the stretch along the top of your foot and the front of your ankle. Then, pull your toes back toward your shin, flexing your foot upward. Hold that for 2 or 3 seconds. That's 1 rep. Back and forth. Gas pedal down, gas pedal up. It looks almost ridiculously simple. And honestly, if someone walked into the room while you were doing it, they might not even notice. But here's what's happening inside your leg while you do this. Every single time you flex your foot upward, your calf muscle contracts. That contraction squeezes the deep veins in your lower leg and physically pushes blood upward toward your heart. The one-way valves catch it and hold it in place. Then when you point your toes down, the muscle relaxes, the veins refill, and you're loaded up for the next squeeze. You are literally hand-pumping blood out of your feet and ankles with every single repetition. Aim for 15 to 20 pumps on each foot. Do both feet at the same time if you'd like, or alternate. Whatever feels natural. The key is to move through the full range of motion deliberately. Don't rush through it. Slow and controlled beats fast and sloppy every time. Try doing this 3 or 4 times a day. Morning when you wake up, once around midday, once in the afternoon, and once before bed. Many people notice their evening swelling is significantly reduced after just 1 week of consistent ankle pumps. And here's a tip that makes a big difference. If you've been sitting for 30 minutes or more, that's your cue. Do a set of ankle pumps right there in your chair. You don't have to stand up, you don't have to go anywhere. You just press that invisible gas pedal and let your calves do what they were designed to do. One gentleman I read about in a rehabilitation journal described it this way. He said it felt like wringing out a wet sponge. Every pump seemed to squeeze a little more heaviness out of his legs. That's a perfect way to picture it. Move number 2 builds on the first one, and it's called the seated heel raise. Stay in your chair. Keep the balls of your feet, the padded area just behind your toes, planted on the floor. Now lift both heels off the ground as high as you comfortably can. You'll feel your calf muscles tighten and bunch up. Hold at the top for a full 3 seconds. Then slowly lower your heels back to the floor. That's 1 rep. Lift, hold, lower. Lift, hold, lower. What makes this different from the ankle pump is the angle and the intensity. When you raise your heels while your toes stay grounded, you're recruiting the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles, the 2 major muscles that make up your calf, in a slightly different way. You're working them under a bit of load because the weight of your own legs provides gentle resistance. This means a stronger contraction, a firmer squeeze on those deep veins, and more blood moved per repetition. Think of the ankle pump as turning on a garden hose at half pressure. The seated heel raise cranks it up a notch. Start with 10 repetitions, rest for 30 seconds, then do 10 more. 2 sets of 10, 3 times a day. That's your baseline. If it feels easy after a week, bump it up to 3 sets of 10. Some people eventually work up to sets of 20, and at that point, they're building real strength in those calves, strength that pays dividends every time they walk, stand, or climb stairs. Now, one thing I want to mention, if you have arthritis in your ankles or significant neuropathy in your feet, meaning you've lost some feeling down there, go slowly. Reduce the range of motion if you need to. A small heel raise is better than no heel raise. You're not training for a marathon. You're coaxing your circulatory system back to life. Gentle effort, repeated consistently, beats aggressive effort done once and abandoned because it hurt. If you're over 60 or caring for an elderly loved one, this information could genuinely change daily comfort and long-term health. These aren't complicated exercises requiring expensive equipment. They're fundamental human movements that modern life has slowly stolen from us, one comfortable recliner at a time. Move number 3 is the most active of the bunch, but it's still gentle and safe when done correctly. This is the standing calf raise with support. Stand behind a sturdy chair, a kitchen counter, or anything solid that won't slide when you lean on it. Place both hands on the surface for balance. Your feet should be about hip-width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. Now rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high off the ground as they'll go. You should feel your entire calf engage, a firm, satisfying tightness from just below the back of your knee all the way down to your Achilles tendon. Hold that raised position for 2 full seconds, then lower back down slowly. Don't just drop, control the descent. The lowering phase is where a surprising amount of the benefit comes from because your muscles are working to resist gravity the whole way down. This is the gold standard of calf pump exercises because you're now moving your full body weight through your calves. The venous compression is substantial. Blood gets driven upward with real force. Your lymphatic system, the drainage network that also removes excess fluid from tissues, gets stimulated too. You're attacking swelling from two angles simultaneously. Start with 8 repetitions. Pause. Do 8 more. If your balance feels shaky, keep a firm grip on that chair back the entire time. There is absolutely no shame in holding on. The point is circulation, not a balancing act. Over the course of a few weeks, many people find they can do 12 to 15 reps per set. Some find they need less support from the chair. Their balance improves as a side benefit, which is wonderful because falls are one of the greatest dangers for anyone over 60. So in a way, this single exercise is protecting you on 2 fronts, better circulation and better stability. Try to do your standing calf raises once or twice a day. Morning is ideal because it kickstarts your circulation before you settle into your daily routine. If you only have the energy or time for one of these 3 moves on a given day, make it this one. It gives you the most return for your effort. A practical suggestion: tie it to something you already do. Every time you stand at the kitchen counter waiting for the coffee maker, do a set. Every time you're at the bathroom sink brushing your teeth, rise up on those toes. Anchor the habit to an existing routine, and it becomes automatic within a couple of weeks. Now, as promised, the one simple test. This takes about 10 seconds, and it gives you a surprisingly useful piece of information about your swelling. It's called the pitting edema test, and doctors perform it in clinics every single day. You can do it at home right now. Take your thumb or index finger and press it firmly into the skin on the top of your foot, or on the inside of your ankle where the swelling is most visible. Hold the pressure for about 5 seconds, count slowly, then release and look at the spot where you pressed. If the skin bounces right back and looks normal almost immediately, your swelling is likely mild and probably related to normal fluid shifts from gravity and inactivity. That's encouraging. The 3 moves we just covered are perfectly suited for this type of swelling. But if your finger leaves a visible dent, a pit, or an impression that stays indented for several seconds or longer, that's called pitting edema. And the deeper that dent and the longer it takes to fill back in, the more significant the fluid retention is. Doctors grade pitting edema on a scale from 1 to 4. Grade 1 means a slight dent that disappears within 2 seconds. Grade 4 means a deep dent, we're talking a 1/4 inch or more, that lingers for 30 seconds or longer. Grades 3 and 4 absolutely warrant a conversation with your physician because that level of fluid retention can signal issues with your heart, kidneys, liver, or a deeper venous problem that exercise alone won't resolve. Let me be clear, finding a dent doesn't mean something terrible is wrong. Many people with grade 1 or grade 2 pitting edema manage it beautifully with movement, elevation, compression socks, and minor dietary adjustments like reducing sodium. The test simply gives you a baseline. It tells you where you stand so you can make informed decisions. Do the test on both legs and compare. If one leg dents significantly more than the other, that asymmetry is worth mentioning to your doctor. Uneven swelling can sometimes indicate a blood clot, which is a medical situation that needs prompt attention. Write down what you find. Date it. Check again in a week after you've been doing the 3 circulation moves consistently. Many people are thrilled to discover that the dent becomes shallower and disappears faster. That's measurable proof that your circulation is improving. It's motivating in a way that just looking at your ankles and guessing never is. Before we wrap up, I want to share a few additional tips that work alongside these exercises to maximize your results. First, elevation. Whenever you're sitting or lying down, prop your feet up so they're level with or slightly above your heart. This lets gravity work in your favor for a change, helping fluid drain out of your legs passively. A couple of firm pillows under your calves while you nap or watch television makes a genuine difference. Even 20 minutes of elevation after doing your ankle pumps can amplify the effect considerably. Second, watch your salt. Sodium causes your body to hold onto water, and that extra water tends to settle in your feet and legs. You don't have to make drastic changes overnight. Start reading labels. Canned soups, deli meats, frozen dinners, and restaurant meals are some of the biggest sodium offenders. Swapping one high-sodium meal a day for something fresher can reduce your overall fluid retention noticeably within a couple of weeks. Third, compression socks. These are snug, graduated pressure stockings that gently squeeze your legs from the ankle upward, helping veins push blood back toward the heart. They come in different pressure levels measured in millimeters of mercury. For most people, a 15 to 20 range is a comfortable starting point. Put them on first thing in the morning before the swelling sets in for the day. If you wait until your legs are already puffy, they're much harder to pull on and less effective. Fourth, stay hydrated. This sounds contradictory. Drink more water when you're retaining water, but it actually works. When your body senses dehydration, it holds onto every drop of fluid it can. Drinking enough water throughout the day signals your kidneys to release excess fluid rather than hoard it. 6 to 8 glasses spread across the day is a solid target for most older adults, though your doctor may adjust that number based on your specific health situation. And fifth, move throughout the day. The 3 exercises are powerful tools, but they work best as part of a generally active lifestyle. Even a 5-minute walk around your home every hour breaks up prolonged sitting and keeps those calf pumps engaged. Set a gentle alarm on your phone if it helps. Stand up when it chimes. Walk to the kitchen and back. Flex your feet. Then sit back down. Those small interruptions add up to something enormous over the course of a day. Let's bring it all together. Swollen feet after 60 are common, but they are not something you have to simply endure. Your body has built-in pumps designed to move blood against gravity, and those pumps respond to use. Ankle pumps wake them up. Seated heel raises strengthen them. Standing calf raises put them to work under real load. And the pitting edema test gives you a clear, honest snapshot of where your circulation stands right now, and a way to track your progress as you improve. None of these moves require a gym. None of them require special equipment. None of them take more than a few minutes. They simply require you to decide that your comfort, your mobility, and your long-term health are worth a small, consistent daily effort. Because they are. You are. If this video helped you, if something clicked, or if you learned even one thing you didn't know before, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. We put out new videos focused specifically on health after 60, and every single one is designed to give you practical, gentle, usable information. Not hype, not fear, just honest guidance you can act on today. Share this video with someone you care about, a spouse, a sibling, a parent, a friend from church who mentioned last week that their feet have been bothering them. You never know. A simple share might be the nudge that gets someone moving again. And drop a comment below. Tell me, which of these 3 exercises are you going to try first? Or if you did the pitting test, what did you find? I read the comments, and hearing your experiences helps me make better videos for you. Take care of those feet. They've carried you a long way, and with a little attention, they've got plenty of good miles left in them. I'll see you in the next one.